The People's Democratic Party's national leadership has branded the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, a recurrent troublemaker after he launched blistering attacks on Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde and the Rivers State Governor Fubara. The war of words erupted during Wike's end-of-year media chat in Port Harcourt, where he denied claims that he had vowed to hold down the People's Democratic Party for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ahead of the 2027 election. Wike accused Makinde of fueling the party's leadership crisis through unchecked ambition, while the PDP's National Working Committee insists Wike himself is deliberately fomenting division. With accusations flying on both sides, the confrontation underscores the deep fractures threatening the survival of Nigeria's main opposition party. And the PDP now drawing battle lines for renewing or tearing itself apart ahead of these general election? These, of course, are some of the questions we'll be putting answers to tonight. Now, joining this conversation right now is Dixon Orebo. He's a member of the People's Democratic Party. He joins virtually. Thank you for your time, Dixon.
Once again,
all right,
it's good to be here.
It's great to be here. It's also great to continue the conversation where we definitely did leave off yesterday. I mean, a lot is happening within the People's Democratic Party, and we, of course, are beginning to see a party that, for some, would say it's gradually trying to do some sort of in-house cleaning ahead of the 2027 polls, in spite of its many internal challenges. But I would like to ask you, Mazi Orebo, looking at all of the defections within the People's Democratic Party, because if one looks at the amount of governors or elected officials that have left the party since all of the internal crises that we've seen, many are left to wonder what is left. How can the PDP still, number one, fund itself, number two, present itself as a formidable force, and not, a shadow of maybe a giant that was once, in the public, domain?
The PDP is not a political party owned by a group of few individuals or any individual. So funding has never been a challenge for the People's Democratic Party.
Funding has never. You said funding has never been a challenge for the PDP.
Yes.
But
yes,
it was alleged. It was alleged. Sorry to interrupt you. It was alleged that a major, I call it a politician, who of course holds a position right now within the current administration, was the one funding the party largely when it was out of government at the federal level.
No, this politician, his name is Barrister Nyesom Wike. That's his name, the FCT minister, who was made by the People's Democratic Party in far back 2003 when he was made chairman of his local government. He was never a billionaire who came with money to fund PDP. PDP created a platform for him as a young man then, and that is what the party does. The party empowers individuals, and there are numerous of them in the APC
so
government.
Are you saying that, are you trying to say that at no time...
We make stars, we make champions.
Right? Are you saying, sorry, just to get this out of the way...
Sorry, if I may land, please. Sorry, please. If I may land. Because it's my party. See, this attempt to disparage, to undermine, to belittle, to kind of humiliate the People's Democratic Party, a party that led this country for 16 years and led very well and handed over, democratically to another political party. Every attempt to undermine that political party must be refuted by all Nigerians. You see, when you say funding and you fund individual because of his exit, the party cannot get funded. Like I said, it's never been on record anywhere, whether in secret or in the public, that officials of the party got out to say, that the party is insolvent or is bankrupt. So please stop that. We want to say that, yes, everyone is important. Nyesom Wike was one of the major players in 2015 who sustained the activities of the party, yes. But come on, he didn't come from nowhere. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
The PDP is the mother that gave birth to him. He can't be bigger than the PDP, and no one can.
Okay,
that's the issue here.
I mean, this, sorry, Mazi Irobo, this is me not taking sides in any way. Trust me when I say that. We just need to get some things, in perspective. You said that he sustained the party, at some point. And by that sustenance, I want to believe that you are largely referring to funding. You said the PDP has never...
He didn't do that alone. No. My brother, he didn't do that alone. All right? He is one of those that were very active from 2015, the party lost power in 2018. All right, and who made him is it because we are now more like a drift towards anarchy, where governors who were elected under another political party are deliberately and intentionally undermining and insulting the people that voted them as candidates of a political party? There is no provision in our constitution that allows for independent candidacy. The constitution is supreme, and the constitution recognizes that the person is only to be sponsored by a political party, no independent candidacy. And we're just, laughing at this because everywhere is being muzzled up. The government today is muzzling people up. The system is bigger. Home is being used as a weapon. Insecurity, somehow, whether you want to appreciate it or not, has escalated under this government. But even the main issues and being distracted by the lives of Nyesom Wike, who were made by the party, who has a right, like I would always say to him, to support any candidate of his choice. But it's not for him to stay in the People's Democratic Party to go against the primary purpose of the formation of the organization known today as the People's Democratic Party. The purpose is to, contest election and possibly form a government. Especially when the government in power now has done very bad.
All right, I'll definitely come back to you, Mazi Irobo. Let me bring into this conversation Ama Abraham is the chairman of Abia State People's Democratic Party. It's great to have you. Thank you for your time. I'd also like to ask you, Mr. Abraham, if you can hear me. As regards the, will I call it internal rankings within the People's Democratic Party, members of your party have insisted that there are no factions within the People's Democratic Party. So I'm going to just put it to you straight. Who is in charge of its leadership?
The truth remains that it's self-inflicted. There is nobody who is responsible for what is happening in our party today except party members, members of the PDP themselves. It's not orchestrated by any external force. Rather, is what members of the party have caused to their own party. You'll recall this whole mess started when some persons acted against the spirit of our constitution and decided to, on their own, displace in their ward the rightful person who was the national secretary and try to replace him with somebody else against the spirit of our constitution. And then just because that person contested the election and they interpreted the constitution to mean that for contesting election, he was supposed to have resigned. Whereas the party's constitution made it very, very clear that may resign, which means that on the course of contesting an election, you can still hold your office. If you win that election, you can tender your resignation. But if you don't win that election, you can continue with your duties as a member of the National Working Committee. He was not the only person who contested the election. There were other persons. The very, very last deputy legal advisor of our party also contested an election, primaries, and he lost. He came back, but for the secretary, they never wanted him back. And then that caused a lot of dissatisfaction within the party, and we resorted to, of course, legal judicial interpretation. We went from the Federal High Court to the Court of Appeal and Supreme Court, and eventually became very, very clear after the judgment of the Supreme Court and engagement with the legal team of INEC. It was interpreted that the rightful National Secretary is no other person but very distinguished Senator Anyanwu. And then, after that again, we started seeing the same people trying to wake up one day and they say they have suspended the National Secretary, they have suspended National Legal Advisor, they have suspended National Organizing Secretary. If you look at the constitution of our party, these are service officials. They are responsible to, in fact, to their role is something which cannot be undermined. And then some people who never had such role wanted to hijack the responsibility, and we find ourselves where we are. And then this group of people led by Damago and their sponsors in the person of the governor of Oyo State went ahead to sponsor a national convention which did not meet the requirement of our constitution, did not meet the requirement of the electoral acts and every other the regulations of INEC. Because before you go for a national convention, the national convention is like a political pyramid. You must have concluded every Congress at ward, local government, states. From there, you activate delegates who will represent their various state constituencies at the national convention. But they were pursuing a national convention even at a time when we had over 12 states where congresses have not been conducted. Because it is on record that at some point that in trying to meet with the requirement of the law, the then national chairman, as it were, Damago, His Excellency Damago, and the national chairman, very distinguished Senator Samuel Anyanwu, had written to INEC to inform them about congresses for 12 states. But unfortunately, 2-3 days to the date of Congress, Damago alone wrote to INEC against the spirit of our constitution to inform them that congresses will not take place in XYZ states.
All right.
And no effort were made to eventually hold those congresses. They went, and when a lot of things happened, we decided to go to court to challenge. So I will say, coming back to your question, I will say that today, those who don't have respect for the rule of law cannot be seen as the people who are responsible for the management of our party. The right management of our party today is Alhaji Abdul Rahman Mohammed.
All right, thank you.
If you recall, less than a week from a will, INEC wrote and told
this is quite laughable. I don't know if this is the last performance we have to give before the end of the year 2025. Please.
That he should not
can we progress? I think it is
gentlemen,
that's been discussed here.
Gentlemen, Mazi Uregbo, please hold on. Please hold on. Please hold on.
Can I be protected?
Gentlemen, we might be forced to go on a break. Please, gentlemen, hold on. When we return from this,
that he cannot be talking.
Gentlemen, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, we'll give you ample time to respond. Stay with us. We will be right back. Of course, we are still discussing the People's Democratic Party and all of the internal wranglings within it. And I still have my guest with me, Dixon Uregbo, as a member of the People's Democratic Party and Amma Abraham, Chairman, Abia State People's Democratic Party. Both men joining virtually. Thank you for staying with me. Well, Dixon, I'm going to come to you right now. I noticed that while Mr. Abraham was speaking, you really wanted to react to some of the things he said. I'll just give you about 60 seconds to do a rebuttal if you'd like to some of the things that he has highlighted, particularly when it comes to the issue of the convention, which some of your members have described as a mere social gathering.
You see, I had to, because at that moment, I couldn't swallow most of what was coming from someone who is a member that was expelled. One of those
but they believe they also expelled the other house.
Can I, at least you're eating into my 60 minutes. Okay. At least allow me, please. They cannot, see, you can't build something on nothing. You can't build something on illegality. Nigeria is not a banana republic. Nigeria is not one little country. We are governed by laws. The issue is that a party, as approved by the constitution of the party, does exist as People's Democratic Party. And through its constitution, which I have here, I have a copy of it here, it convened a date for NEC to meet. And at that NEC, INEC was present, the whole NWC was present, and members of NEC were present, and a date was fixed for the convention, and a venue was chosen, location was chosen and announced, and INEC was communicated to through the legal way. The chairman signed, the secretary signed, all through that processes were explored. And then events, while going on, some group of people, recalcitrant, who ought to handle their issues internally, went to court to stop a convention. And we said no, because there's no such provision. The constitution of our country that recognizes the Supreme Court as the apex law court in the land, the Supreme Court had ruled that when it comes to leadership in political parties, that it ought to be internal. So if it is internal, what are you going to court for? Through the processes as provided for here, the convention was convened, and at that convention, you were expelled, and you are now parading yourself, impostor, carrying yourself as a member of the party. No, we shouldn't keep quiet at that. It's just because, the media seem to also be too lenient, to allow a people who have been said to have been expelled from a political party to be parading themselves as members of the party. And you're saying, no, that their own gang or group of friends, that they also expelled or suspended. Suspend who? Can you come to a landlord's house and you say you're so rich and you say, Mr. Landlord, pack out of the house, I know I own the place? No, it doesn't. The people own the People's Democratic Party. It's not Nyesom Wike and his friends. Please, we need to call this rascality to order. PDP is an organization. PDP has proven its mettle in this country. We led Nigeria aright for 16 years. So we shouldn't allow some recalcitrant minds who think that they can eat their cakes and have it back, to destroy everything we built as a people. Do we want to destroy democracy in Nigeria?
All right.
Nyesom Wike and his group can go and join the APC. We don't begrudge them for that.
I'm going to.
They can support the president. We don't begrudge them. Okay. But the People's Democratic Party cannot keep quiet when the country is being run adrift, when the country is being destroyed.
All right, I'm going to pick up from His Excellency Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the FCT, where, of course, on X, which, of course, I'm right now on, the official People's Democratic Party Nigeria handle, it has it, press statement. This was released a day ago with the caption, Wike, the permanent agent provocateur whose mask is off. I would read the first paragraph of that press release. It says, by the end of the year media chat, Minister Nyesom Wike has reiterated his support for and in fact declared that he is the #1 supporter of the presumptive candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the 2027 presidential election, while remaining a member of the People's Democratic Party, confirming the basis of his expulsion from the PDP for anti-party activities. This fact, which he has unashamedly reiterated in several places, is nothing less than a lost casus of anti-democratic adventurism. Let me stop here. And I'm coming to you with this, Mr. Abraham, in case you'd like to also react to some of the things Mazi Regbo said. The expulsion. It's been said that you and some others have been expelled from the party. Okay, please, let's hear him.
By making sure that now that I'm speaking, he keeps quiet.
I think we have his commitment on that already.
Now, every organization is being regulated. Compliance is a respecter of nobody. Political parties in Nigeria, by our constitution, are being regulated by the Independent National Electoral Commission of Nigeria. I am aware that less than a week ago, I was watching your station and there was a news about the letter released by INEC, where INEC made it explicitly clear that they did not recognize the ill-fated Ibadan Convention that produced Turaki as a national chairman. They made it very, very clear. They are the regulators. And when somebody begins to say, NEC, the fundamental question is that person a member of NEC? One of the decisions taken in that ill-fated national convention was that some persons were suspended. And if INEC is saying that we do not recognize, and that is the more reason as at date, Abraham Ahmad's name is in the website of INEC as a state chairman of Abia PDP. There is no other person in that position as of today. I am a member of the National Executive Committee of our party by virtue of that office which I hold. I have not been replaced by INEC. Somebody cannot, because you have a privilege to appear before a national television and you are not a member of any of these levels of where decisions are taken, you are not a member of NEC, and then you start just talking anyhow. You talk about somebody being made a local government chairman and that he cannot be bigger than the party. Over the years, PDP have made over 3,000 persons local government chairman. Where are they? Where are they? Why have they failed to provide succor for the party that made them chairman the way the FCT minister have done over the years, which he himself has also admitted that yes, that even though he has supported the party that is not bigger than, he has never claimed to be bigger than the party. Then coming back to your question, please, let us get it very, very clear. The constitution of our party is not more supreme than the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The fundamental human rights allows Barrister Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, to make his choices and take responsibility for his choices. If as a person, he says, I believe in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has not committed any aberration. As a person, he has the right to say that. If he said, I believe he has done well, it is a matter of coming under a table of the People's Democratic Party where people will ask him, why do you want us to support this party, to support or not to support?
But can I just ask you this, Mr. Abraham? Please, let me just ask you just this one question to just nail this. But do you also think, because you mentioned the FCT minister, His Excellency Nyesom Wike, do you also think he might be working in the interest of the current president to maybe hand over the structure of the PDP to him ahead of 2027? Do you think this is the case?
Mr. Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, is a full-fledged, blooded PDP member who believes in national cause and who believes that he has a reason to support the current president. As humans, We don't know what will happen tomorrow, but today, that is what he believes, and it is not even against the constitution of the party. That is his right. He has every right to. We have.
And you don't think that is in any way anti-party? You don't consider that anti-party in any way?
No. That is not the meaning of anti-party, sir.
What does anti-party mean, sir?
That is not the meaning of anti-party.
What does it mean?
That is not the meaning of anti-party.
Please explain to me, what does it mean, sir?
Anti-party is when you take an action that is against the best interest of your party. Let me tell you something, my brother. Forget about noisemakers. As it stands today, I can tell you it is very, 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 very impossible for our party, with all the damages which have been caused by this element, for us to. Is it Seyi who is going to contest the president and win the president?
Because we are really pressed for time. So you are saying as a party now supporting an opposition party cannot be considered anti-party.
As of today, Barrister Nyesom Wike, let me put it on record, the FCT minister is not only the only person who believes that President Tinubu is the best bet for PDP as a means of preserving our party for a future electoral victory. Is that there are a lot of party members here and there who believes in that.
You just said that President Tinubu, who is a member of the APC, is the best bet for the PDP, which should be considered an opposition. Well,
but it will not be an opposition if we gang. It will not be an opposition if we gang up with other people to remove Tinubu.
I'm just asking you because I know that in your constitution that there are pointers for what makes certain actions anti-party.
It is the responsibility of a political party to decide which political party they can enter into an association or coalition with. And that political party can be a political party in government or a political party that is not in government. But in our country, it is the right thing to do when it is a conspiracy against the government of the day. There is nothing wrong about it.
All right.
It is the right thing to do.
All right.
If we are collaborating to make sure, you understand, and we are doing this for one single reason. We are doing this because we know what happened to Jonathan. We will not allow what happened to Jonathan to happen to President Tinubu.
And in 30 seconds, please, what exactly happened to Jonathan in this context? Please, in 30 seconds, what happened to Jonathan in this context, sir? 30 seconds, we need to go on a break.
There was a conspiracy by some elements to make sure that it does not continue. And the same elements are also conspiring to make sure that another southern president will not complete his term. We will not allow that to happen.
All right.
We will not allow that to happen. Let me tell you finally. The story associated with the PDP today is a developing story. My prayer is that all of us will be alive to talk about this in the next 2, 3, or 4 years. That is my prayer. It's not noise making. It's not noise making.
All right, thank you.
It's not noise making.
Thank you. We'll go on a second break. When we return, we'll definitely continue the conversation. Stay with us. We will be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television. I still have my guest with me in the studio. Mazi Roego, let me just, in about 60 seconds before I let you go, react to some of the things that have been said, particularly what you consider anti-party activity as a member of the People's Democratic Party, and what you see happening in the coming weeks with the PDP in lieu of 2027 general polls.
The obvious anti-party activity has been played out by my brother, the former chairman of Abia PDP chapter. One of the expelled members, you can see it clearly. It's written all over him. You want to stay in the PDP and be campaigning for the APC, and that is undermining. That is not right. So that is anti-party in itself. The purpose of a political party is to contest, and that is one of the primary aims and objectives of the PDP, is to contest every election in Nigeria without exemption. There's nowhere in our constitution it is written that, oh, we can negotiate with a ruling party, and then if we don't see that we can win, then we can say, okay, we give in here. No, let us go to the people. And then if the people reject us, it's fine. Not for you to undermine democratic process. So then the vision that is behind the formation of the PDP is not as where these recalcitrant members are taking the party to. So 2027, haven't held that convention because they would have succeeded if that convention in Ibadan didn't hold. They would have succeeded in annihilating the People's Democratic Party because that's their aim, that's their mission, that's their assignment. They are given the mission to stop the PDP. That is the only grassroots political party in Nigeria. Not even the APC has the kind of followership that the PDP enjoys at the grassroots because we built organically. The APC, since they came to power in 2015, what they have brought upon the nation, comparing it to when PDP was in power for 16 years, the nostalgic feeling of bringing back PDP is what you feel amongst the Nigerian people, not what these 11 expelled members are marketing. They are marketing saying South. The PDP has zoned its ticket to the South. So what is it exactly that is their problem? Yes, we agree 2023-22, we made a mistake not zoning the ticket to the southern Nigeria, and that became what the grounds of Nyesom Wike and all of that. But now the party has said, haven't made this mistake. We have heard you Nigerians, we have corrected it. The party has zoned its presidential ticket to southern Nigeria. What should we do? Is it not to look amongst Nigerians from the north, from the southern Nigeria, particularly from the southeast, all right, and make him a candidate? For instance, a Peter Obi, who I market, right? I am marketing a Peter Obi because by every means, the intention is to present a better alternative to what we are presently having in Nigeria.
But currently, Peter Obi is not a member of the People's Democratic Party. You said you are marketing him.
I'm sorry, sir?
You said you are marketing Peter Obi, but he's not a member of your party at the moment.
He was a member of our party. I'm marketing him to come back to the PDP. You see, the intention is to shop for the right minds who left because of genuine reasons. When Peter Obi left to contest the 2023 election, the party abandoned its constitution. That was why the PDP suffered.
I'm afraid we really need to wrap up. I'm sorry, but I just want to give you 30 seconds. Mr. Abraham, 30 seconds. What is your message to members of your party on the opposite divide of you? 30 seconds, please.
During the meeting with the leadership of the Independent National Electoral Commission, the press approached both sides. And I recall very, very well, Senator Samuel Anyanwu spoke on behalf of the Abdul Rahman Mohammed-led caretaker committee. He expressly, and in a very tense expression, he did say that we look forward for our brothers to come and sit down and let us resolve our differences. That was more than being a diplomat. And then for our brothers who don't have respect for the rule of law, who will accuse people of the same thing they are doing, my brother says he's marketing Peter Obi. They said in their statement that we came here and were surprised to see our suspended former members of Ataba. It tells you about who they are. And I am happy with what he have just said, that I am marketing Peter Obi. And I'm also happy for the question.
Well, I am. It's public knowledge, my brother.
That is Peter Obi a member of the party? Knowledge. The question is capital no. Peter Obi is not a member of the People's Democratic Party. A PDP member who is accusing Barrister Nyesom Wike, FCT minister, for promoting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, does not see anything wrong in promoting another
Maybe because what you're marketing is a past product. President Tinubu is a failure as a president. As a candidate, he has failed. So you marketing him is what is actually wrong. I am marketing an alternative that will better the lives of the Nigerian people. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, gentlemen, I'd like to say a big thank you for your time on the program this evening. Okay, I made to understand that we've been given some extra time, so we might just continue the conversation, you know. But I'm still staying with you. I'm still staying with you, Mr. Abraham. You have said quite a couple of things, right? But I want to put it expressly to you. Are you open, or is your faction of the party open for a resolution? Yes or no?
No, you see, the question is capital yes. As I said, after the meeting with INEC, and even if you follow the press charts of the FCT minister yesterday, he also made it very, very clear. After the meeting with INEC, Senator Anyanwu made a very, very tense expression. He said, we are open for conversation with our brothers. We are open, but these people are so full of themselves. And my brother have just admitted that they made a mistake in 2015. In 2015, we were the same set of people who were saying that the right thing to do is to bring the presidency to the south. And they did not only take the presidency to the north, they took the chairmanship of the party to the north, and that brought us to where we are today. And today, we are also telling them that this is a season. You see, if you read the, I think, 56 Law to Power, it talks about the surrender tactics. It is a very important strategy in military warfare. It talks about surrender tactics. The truth is that PDP don't have any choice today than to surrender, to enter into alliance with APC, to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has done very, very well. Because these people were not talking when Buhari was in power. I am very much conversant.
I'm sorry, I can't continue listening to that.
Authoritatively that Tinubu have done better well.
This is the being clownish, please. Stop it.
I'm afraid at this point, we need to go on a quick break. We need to go on a quick break. I'll give you the opportunity to respond, Mazi Regbo, after this break. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. Of course, as we wind down, I'll just be taking the final remarks of Mazi Regbo. Mazi, 30 seconds, please.
Thank you. It's laughable, you know, that the former chairman of Abia State in PDP, former chairman in Abia State, can say what he has just said. You can see what the issue is. So it's glaring to the public that indeed what the PDP did was, you know, chased out those who were inside pulling the party down. And because of the corrupt system that they are, you know, colluding with, they are probably getting away with a lot. But you see, evil can thrive only for a little while. I am very certain that the judicial arm will redeem itself and affirm what has already been concluded at the apex court in the land, the Supreme Court, which conclusively stated that leadership issues of a political party is an internal affair. And internally, the PDP has its leadership together, led by SAN Kabiru Taminu Turaki, SAN, that is the national chairman of the People's Democratic Party. Any other impostor out there is just a waste of time, because clearly you have heard from him. They are working for the APC. And the People's Democratic Party have no such alliance. Darkness and light cannot have a mingling. They cannot have a moment of aligning together. The PDP is offering an alternative that is far above, by proof of his 16 years of governance, far better than what the APC has done to the Nigerian system. And we need to, you know, have alliance with other political parties like the ADC and the rest of them. PDP will not do it alone, but PDP will be in the forefront for that coalition against this APC that is ruining our country. because APC would have the Nigerian people to contend with in 2027.
All right,
Take
thank
it to
you.
the banks.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. This, of course, is the beat. Time will permit. I'd like to say a big thank you to you, sir. Ama Abraham is the chairman of Abia State People's Democratic Party. Dixon Oregbo, a member of the People's Democratic Party. Both men, once again, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right. At this point, this is where we wrap up. In case you missed out, you can catch up on our YouTube platform. That's at News Central TV. You can also choose to follow us on social media. The handle is there on your screen. You can choose to follow me personally at Dakwa Adigboye. Until I come your way again tomorrow, good night.